Welcome to Manosphere Daily. In the present video we'll examine how, after 28 years of marriage, a lady faces dismissal from her whole family, who now supports her husband. The reason? She decided to transform her private life into content for TikTok. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Recently, we've noticed that 73% of people who watch our content aren't subscribed, and we invite you to do so. We promise to always bring you quality topics. Remember to leave your comments and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Okay, let's get everything started.
I knew that when I started TikTok, I was going to have haters and people that didn't agree with what I was doing or would support the idea. And I'll admit I've probably made many mistakes and posted things I shouldn't have posted. I never thought that it would be the people that were nearest and dearest to my heart that would have the most judgment and hate. I started TikToks for two reasons. One is I wanted to get more comfortable with having my face and voice on video for business. But two, I lost the person I loved for so long, and I needed to find a way, an outlet, to try and heal. And there's so many people out there in the TikTok world that are going through what I'm going through, and their videos and their messages really related and resonated with me. And so it felt like a good path for me. It felt like a good way of journaling what I was going through. The struggle of losing the person you were with your entire life and everyone that was connected to him, including your children and your extended family. I thought that my divorce would be amicable and we would be friends and we would get along. And we did when he had someone else in his life. But when I did, we didn't. He's asked me not to reach out to his family, and he's asked for no contact for a long time now. And I've done my best to do that, even though he does not.
Cool.
I thought that I was walking away because that's what he needed. I do no contact because that's what he needs. I don't reach out to the family that I was connected to for 28 years because that's what they need. I changed my TikTok to not be so focused on the negative and the tears. And I promised myself that I would not shed another tear. And here I am. So I've decided to switch my TikToks to be proud of myself, to be proud of how hard I've worked on my body, to be proud of what I've done, to show the happiness that I'm finding. And it just brings more hate. So if you don't like what I'm posting, don't watch it. I see it pop up. I know you're watching. Don't fucking watch it. Don't tell me you want me to be happy so that you can give your heart truly to someone else. And then go around and tell half-truths and lies about me and gossip about me because you want to maintain your narrative. We will never be friends. I don't know. Do I keep posting? Do I not? I continue to let you control me and make my decisions for me. And it just tells me that I'm not any stronger than I was before, and I still haven't healed. Maybe eventually you will realize that I truly did love you. To be the best parents for our kids is not the way it should be.
This issue clearly reflects one thing: the absence of responsibility in women. Responsibility is kryptonite for women, and this becomes obvious when they adopt behaviors without addressing them, simply because they see another woman doing the same thing. They act without thinking about the ramifications for their companions or family. When your content revolves around exposing personal circumstances that affect others, conflicts are inevitable. Not everyone will want their life broadcasted on social media. As expected, the story usually begins the same way: I'm the victim, my ex is the villain, and it's all his fault. But those who know you, who know the truth, see that your supposed healing process is actually a slanderous attack against your ex. Siblings, if even your own kids walk away from you due to this need for attention online, perhaps the problem isn't your ex or his family. When everyone around you disagrees with you, it's time to ask yourself whether you're truly the victim. Stop it, get some help. After 28 years of marriage, you end up as enemies? Who would have thought? What's interesting is that it seems everyone is on the husband's side. It's hard to point fingers, but when even the kids agree with a certain position, and that side isn't the mom's, there must be some truth to it. Responsibility, as I said before, is kryptonite for many women.
So all the fearless men out there, listen up. When I went up to my husband and I told him I wanted a divorce, do you know what he said to me? He said, "Revi, I thought you would never go through with it." I was completely dumbfounded by his response. For so many years, I begged, I pleaded, I cried, I screamed, I yelled. I don't know how much more clear and more loud I was with him to tell him that I wasn't happy, that this marriage wasn't working. And he didn't listen. He didn't listen. So finally I realized that I had to take care of myself, and I took myself out of this bad marriage. So guys, if your wife and your woman is telling you in 20 different ways she's not happy, I would make sure to listen to her, because if you keep ignoring her, I promise you one thing, she will leave you.
Not everyone wants their personal life to become a public spectacle. Not everyone wants to be part of a story where they are painted as the victim or part of the poor mean narrative. Some people like to close chapters and keep things private, far away from TikTok, and millions of people who are entertained by what should remain your private life. Not everyone wants their story to become content to feed someone else's ego. When a man responds this way, it's because he's had enough. He's tired of hearing his partner's constant complaints about unhappiness. These days, marriage seems to revolve around keeping the woman happy, but the statistics speak for themselves. 80% of divorces are filed by women. A man may carry the weight of the household, covering all the costs, enduring neglect, and still he won't be the one to ask for a divorce. But when the woman feels unhappy, even without clear reasons, she will be the one to leave. That's why, if her husband responded this way, he was probably exhausted from hearing complaints and just wanted to walk away from everything.
Being a woman in our 50s, post-divorce, empty nesters, some of you may have even gone through health crisis. I know I did. I had to go through breast cancer last year, passing of both my parents. I mean, shit, man. And now menopause. It's called life. It's called life, and life is worth living. And all I can tell every single fearless woman out there is don't give up. Don't give up. Days that are bad, they'll be bad, but the good news is that the sun always comes up the next day. It always starts fresh, new, and again. So you're worth fighting for. You're worth loving. You're worth giving. You're worth being. So you just take good care of yourself. Take all the time in the world. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get better, get stronger, get healthier, get happier. Put yourself in the front of the line. Put yourself at the top of the list. Learn to say no to others, because that means you're saying yes to you. You what?
Now she's alone and facing the wall. While the message might sound motivational, in reality, if something happens to her tomorrow, she won't have any support. Everyone makes their own choices, but often those choices come from a reluctance to support their husband or do things for him. This frequently happens in their 50s, right when the spouse is nearing retirement. That's when they decide to take half of everything because they deserve to be happy, as the lady in the comment referenced. Not even her daughter or ex understand why the divorce happened after 38 years together. She simply didn't want to continue caring for her husband. She chose to leave and live her life the way she would have preferred. Many women make this choice, but when reality hits, be it illness, depression, or financial struggles, they expect their children or family to step in. They had a husband who was willing to take care of them, but they decided to leave him. Today, marriage no longer seems to be about taking care of each other. It seems solely about making the woman happy. And if she isn't happy, the marriage ends. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are a few questions for you. What do you think about the divorced lady? Does her story convince you? Why do you think many women file for divorce in their 50s? I hope you enjoyed the video. Here are 2 more videos with interesting divorce stories. If you like our content, remember to turn on notifications. We upload videos daily, so you won't miss the next episode of Manosphere Daily.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.